This project transforms you, students, into active designers of your learning. Through creating, practicing, and documenting a hybrid sport, you all develop critical 21st century skills. Stage 1. Diagnose and motivate. The goal is to generate interest and establish a personal baseline. Students self-assess their starting point using questionnaires and direct observation of basic technical and coordination skills. Stage 2. Explore and design. The goal is to experiment with the game and create its foundational rules. In a collaborative workshop, students invent and define the unique rules for their hybrid sport. Stage 3. Practice and analyze. The goal is to implement a structured training plan and refine skills through analysis. Students design and put into action a detailed group training plan, rotating roles, coach, player, observer. This plan includes specific drills, objectives, and resources to develop skills. Stage 4. Create and present. The goal is to synthesize the entire journey into a final documentary and reflect on the learning. Teams plan and produce their final paddle tennis hybrid video documentary. They assign roles: director, editor, narrator, edit footage, and add bilingual narration. Finally, students showcase their documentary to the class, presenting their progress and reflecting on the wide range of skills developed throughout.
Okay, let's get right into it. Welcome everyone to a challenge that is so much more than just a classroom project. Seriously, this is all about you becoming athletes, innovators, and, you guessed it, storytellers. This is SSDAP2, the ultimate sports challenge. So I want you to forget everything you think a school project is supposed to be. We're not just going to be reading from books here. No way. As you can see, this is your arena. It's your court. It's your proving ground. You are here to create, to compete, and, to conquer. So I've got a question for you, a really important one. Are you ready to go beyond just playing a sport and actually start creating one? Because that, right there, is your core mission. You're not just going to learn a sport. You are going to invent one. Now, how are we going to get there? Well, we have a clear path, a roadmap to victory. It's broken down into 5 stages. First, you've got to know your game. Then you'll invent the sport. After that, you'll test and adapt it. Next up, you're going to train like a pro. And finally, you get to tell your story. So let's jump right into stage 1. Every great journey, it starts with understanding where you are right now. And that's exactly what stage 1 is all about. It's the diagnostic phase. See, before you can build something totally new, you have to know what you're working with, your own strengths and weaknesses. So, what does this diagnostic mission actually look like? Well, you'll be filling out some questionnaires, running through specific drills so we can observe you, and doing both self-assessments and peer assessments. The whole point here is simple, but it's absolutely crucial. We need to get a clear baseline for your skills. This isn't about a grade, it's about finding your starting line. All right, so once you know your foundation, it's time to build something incredible on top of it. Welcome to stage 2. This is where you become the architect, the rule maker, the innovator. This is really the creative heart of the entire challenge. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to create a brand new hybrid sport using these 2 as your building blocks. On one side, you've got paddle. Think tennis meets squash with tons of strategy, teamwork, and you get to use the walls. On the other side is pickleball, a super fast-paced game that's kind of like tennis, badminton, and ping pong all rolled into one, famous for that kitchen area near the net. Your job is to fuse the best parts of both into something nobody's ever seen before. Now, you're not just going to be throwing random ideas out there. Oh no, there's a process. You'll start with inspiration, watching videos of both sports to see what makes them tick. Then your group will brainstorm, you'll structure your rules using a framework we provide, and this is the most important part. You'll test your new game in trial matches. This whole cycle of testing, getting feedback, and refining is what's going to make your game great. And how will you know if your game is any good? Well, this is what we'll be looking for. Creativity is huge, for sure, but so are clarity and how well you work together. But just look at what has the most weight. Feasibility. At the end of the day, the big question is your game balanced? Is it fun to play? Is it actually playable? That's what really matters. And that leads us perfectly into stage 3, test and adapt. This is where your ideas on paper meet the harsh light of day.
You've written the rules. Now it's time to see if they can actually survive on the court.
You'll be putting your new sport through its paces in a bunch of modified mini-games. You'll rotate roles, try out different strategies, really push the limits. But the most valuable part of this whole stage is the group feedback. It's all about talking through the challenges, figuring out what works and what doesn't, and adapting on the fly to make your game even better. Okay, so you've invented the game, you've tested it, you've refined it. Now stage 4 is all about mastering it. The focus here totally shifts. You've been a creator, an innovator. Now it's time to become an elite athlete in the sport you designed. The main task for this stage is to create a group training plan. I want you to think of this as your team's pro-level blueprint. It's a 30-day intensive training cycle designed by you for your team to seriously level up your skills. And what are we talking about here? We're talking about mastering everything. From the raw power and precision of your serve and drive to the delicate touch of volleys and dinks at the net. You'll master the offensive smash and the defensive bandeja, that's a key shot in padel, and you'll learn to own the court with smart positioning. Each person on the team is going to be responsible for becoming an expert in one of these areas. And listen, you are not going into this blind. Not at all. You're going to have access to a whole library of expert resources. Just scan these QR codes and you'll get professional video drills for every single one of those skills. This is your playbook for building a truly world-class training plan. The process here is broken down into 4 really clear steps. First, you'll analyze those expert videos for your skill. Second, you'll design 2 full training sessions, from the warm-up to the cool-down. Third, you'll actually implement and test your plan. And fourth, you'll create a way to evaluate and measure your team's progress. And that brings us to the grand finale, the final stage. You've done the work, you've built the skills, you've lived this whole journey. Now it's time for stage 5, tell your story. You're going to shift roles one last time, from an athlete to a filmmaker. Think about it. You've gone through this incredible, intense process. You've trained, you've innovated. Now you have to prove it. Your final mission is to put everything you've done and learned into a powerful, bilingual video documentary that showcases your team's work. And of course, we've got a blueprint for that too. You'll start by planning and storyboarding your film. Then you'll write a bilingual script in English and Spanish to tell your story. You'll sift through all your footage to find the absolute best moments, and then edit it all together into a masterpiece before you finally present it and reflect on what you've accomplished. And let's be really clear about what this documentary is truly about. It is not just a highlight reel. It is so much more. Your film is a reflection of your ability to adapt, to make decisions under pressure, and to solve really complex problems as a team. It's a testament to your growth through this entire process. So there you have it. That's the whole roadmap from start to finish. The challenge has been set, every single stage is defined, and from here on out, the journey is 100% yours to take. When it's all said and done, when your training is finished and your game is perfected, you're going to be left with that one final task, to tell your story. So I'm going to leave you with a question to think about as you get started. What story will your film tell?